On. Okay. Everyone enjoy your gift, or your wife shall enjoy your gift. Mirza Hashem. Before we begin, the quick announcement is tomorrow night we'll be having a beautiful Chazarah. Anyone that could make it. And the line of the day from the Heilige Chasam Sefer in Drashos V'Agados. I would like to read you his words, and then we're going to begin. Says the Chasam Sefer, I'm stalling for time because I can't open it. Here it is. Chasam Sefer says the following line, which is as follows: Kol ha'isik ba'Torah bin Megillah de'Layla le'Megillah de'Yoma, which is called learning tomorrow night. Muftach lo'i shehu ben olam haba. So b'siyata shmaya, we'll be mekayim his words tomorrow night. We'll have the Torah. We'll also have a beautiful party. So everyone is encouraged to attend. We'll be starting at 9:15. And I don't know. I guess ending at Shachris? I don't know. Maybe we'll make a Vasikin. Okay, let's pick it up. Chav Beis Amid Beis. We are holding at the two dots. What we plan on doing right now is we're going to go from the two dots. And if we have a minute or two at the end, maybe we'll begin the big Chazarah, hopefully over Purim. That's the plan. We'll be at a beautiful Mishnah, and we'll be able to Chazar the whole thing. So, but for now, we quote, Shatzilasa miruba mecha masa ksheira. This is a line in the Mishnah that we already know. This line is not so simple. There's more shade than sun. What does that mean? It's either an explanation of what Sukkah midovlelis means, or it's a separate case. Everyone remember, Machlekes Rav and Shmuel we had. Is it two cases or is it one case? Regardless what it is, says the Gemara, Haki hadadi psula. What's the diuk? What's the implication? If there's more shade than sun, it's kosher. Implies, if it's equal, Haki hadadi, if it is equal, then psula. Very simple implication. Asks the Gemara. You need a Gemara there. Gemara's right here. Oh, right here. V'atinan. Asked the Gemara, but we learned in a Mishnah, Be'edach Pirkin, in the other parak, says the following: Shechamasa miruba mitzilasa. If there's more sun than shade, then psula. Sounds like the same thing, right? But the diuk, the implication is the opposite. What do you imply if I tell you more sun than shade is possible? Haki hadadi is ksheira. So now, what happens if it's 50-50? Is 50-50 sun and shade kosher or pasul? Our Mishnah implies pasul, conflicting diukim, stira in diukin, contradictory implications. Answers the Gemara a beautiful teretz. Every teretz is beautiful. Answers the Gemara like kasha. It's just beautiful when you understand it right away. That's why I enjoyed it. Kan milmala, kan milmata. One is above and one is below. Meaning, if it's 50-50 schach or 50-50 down here on the ground. What's the difference? So everyone knows the way that sun works is that shade expands. So if it's 50-50 schach up there, what's going to happen down here? It's going to be a lot of sunlight. Whereas if it's more shade up there, then not. Let's let the Gemara speak it out, and then we'll look at the picture book so our physic minds could understand it. Kan milmala, kan milmata. Amra papa, hainu da'amri inchi. This is what people mean. Kezuza milael. Zuzah is a small coin above. Keistera milatachas is a large coin on the bottom. So, for those who are physics minds are having issues picturing this, let's open the picture book to page 84, and you'll see in the top picture, it plays out over here, that if it's 50-50, look at the floor. The floor has a ton of sun. Then it's going to be pasul. Whereas, if it's 50-50 on the floor, then look at the top. What's going to happen? A lot of schach. So the diuk, whether 50-50 is kosher or not, depends on where you are. If you're 50-50 up top, down below, way too much sun, pasul. If you're 50-50 down below, then you have adequate schach. So if you were to just try to remember it, the way that you have to realize it is you need to have more schach than not schach. And when you have more schach than not schach, it could result in being 50-50 on the floor and it will still be kosher. But the reason is that you have more schach than not schach. This is one of those physics details you just have to think about, or look at the picture on Pei Daled. So again, Pei Daled in the picture book. So again, we have a stira and diyukim. What is the status of 50-50? And the answer is, it depends on what your vantage point is. If your vantage point is you're in the schach and you're at 50-50, puzzle. Why? Too much sun down here on the earth. If your vantage point is down here, you're like, hey, the sun and shade looks pretty equal. Look up. And you're going to see more schach than shade, than sun, and then it's going to be kosher. Beautiful. It's probably like one of those things, takes the brain a moment to understand. But aside from that dot, is there anything that someone doesn't understand? I can say it again, but I think it's one of those things you can say it a million times. You just have to think about it for a second. Yeah, we're good? You could ask. That wasn't like not to ask. Good? Okay. Mo'ova kimin bayis. Continues that the Mishnah said, Rav Yossi is here for Lubavitch and Sukkah. Baruch Hashem. Mo'ova kimin bayis. Chabad is Yedua. They have very, very, very thick schach. And many people walk into Chabad Sukkah and they'll be like, hey, I can't see the stars. And you'll tell them right. And the Mishnah said it's kshera, so what's your problem? Leave me alone. But the question of the Gemara is, how much? How much? How much? Can you mamish make it as thick as you want? So says the Gemara, Mo'ova kimin bayis, if it's as thick as a house, Tanu Rabbanon. We learned in a Braisa. Ha me'ova kimin bayis, if something is as thick as a house, Af al pi, even though she'ena kechavim nirin, you can't see the stars. Mitaycha, inside of it, ksheira. This is a carbon copy of our Mishnah. But the Braisa continues. Ein koichvei chama nirin. What if you can't see the stars of the sun? What are the stars of the sun? That's called sun rays. If during the day you can't see the sun rays nirin mitaycha, now what? We're upping the ante. To not see the stars is one level. To be so pitch black that you can't even see the sun, that's a different level. Ein koichei chama nirin mitaycha. What's the story? Beis Shammai Paislin uBeis Hillel Machshirin. Beis Shammai says it's possible, but kosher. So now, what's the difference between this case and the case of our Mishnah? Sounds like the same thing. So the difference is, our Mishnah said what? What did our Mishnah say? Our Mishnah said if it's very thick that you can't see the stars, blanket statement, ksheira. The Braisa that we just quoted said if it's so thick that you can't see the sun rays, machloikes. So what's the difference? The difference is, over here, when Beis Hillel says ksherin, machshirin, the word machshirin is that all those who know Hebrew. What's the difference between ksheira and machshirin? One is lechatchila, one is b'diavad. Ksheira is, it's kosher. Machshirin is post facto. Machshirin is, if you did it, it's going to be kosher. So what's the difference? The difference is, are you allowed to lechatchila make your schach so thick that you can't even see the sun? No. If you did it, it's kosher. Can you make the schach so thick that you can't see the stars? Yeah, that you could do. Obviously, it's a very fine nuance, the difference. But that is the end of the beautiful piece of Gemara. So the outside Chazarah of today is, we learned two beautiful dinim, all about sun and stars. How much shade do you need? 50-50? Question is, what's your vantage point? From the top or from the bottom? Number two is, how thick? Thick enough, b'diavad, as thick as you want. Lichatchila, thick enough that you can't see the stars is okay, but not that you can't see the sun. For 2 minutes, what we're going to do is, we're going to start the Chazarah, just to get the kickstart for tomorrow night already. Because tomorrow night, we plan on going from Chaf Amid Beis, a full two blot. For those who want to know what the game plan is it chavrusas? Is it shir? It's whatever everyone wants. I'm going to be here. Whoever wants to learn together, we can learn together. Whoever wants to learn chavrusas, you can do that as well. No obligations. If you can make it, it'll be beautiful. So let's just start. So everyone started the Chazarah. Let's go all the way back to Chaf Amid Beis. And let's start from the Mishnah. This has been a month-long journey, Baruch Hashem. No one ever thought we'd make it here. Baruch Hashem. This is the beginning. This is the completion of a month. This Sunday, because the first week we didn't learn Sunday night, bended. You learned Sunday night. The rest of us, unfortunately, only had a Tu B'Shvat Sunday night. So we started the program, but we didn't learn. So now this is the completion of the 4 weeks is tonight. Says the Mishnah Chaf Amid Beis. Let's go. Hayoshin dachas hamita. Someone who sleeps under a bed. B'sukkah. Lo yatsi dechai vasai. Amar Rav Yehuda. Doyhagim ayinu. We were accustomed. Shayinu yishenim dachas hamita. We were accustomed. That's what we did. B'fnei hazakinim and v'lo yamru lanu davar. They didn't say anything to us. Amar Rav Shimon. Story time. Ma'isa b'tev the Adush of Gamliel. Then what do you do? Hayoshin dachas hamita. V'hamle Rav Gamliel zakedim. Look at my chashav eved. Recent eved avdi sheyatam chacham. V'yodea. What does he know? Sha'avadim beturim in Succah. Why mitzvah seish man grama? Lefikach yashu tachas hamita ufi darkenu lamanu. From the conversation, what do we see? Hayoshi tachas hamita loy yatsa yedei chay vasai. I'm going to stop over here, just so we did.